Did you get any pushback from Republicans, or
Yes,
you did? And
sure.
what was the when, at what point did you convince them?
Well, it took a long time. My first draft on this I wrote in June of 2023. So I've been working at this for a while, both sides of the aisle. And, the other side of the aisle was initially concerned that maybe the teachers' unions wouldn't like it or the superintendents wouldn't like it. Um, and then, my side of the aisle was, well, that's none of the state's business. We're just sending more mandates to the local governments. And and again, I get that, but there are 537 local school districts, 56 intermediate school districts, 293 academies and charter administrations. That's 886. You wait for them to all design, implement, and come up with their own enforcement systems.
Right, and some of them are going to be
You're going to be waiting a long time.
right.
And if you get any pushback from the parents, particularly in some smaller communities, you can very easily see where the superintendent or the principals would say, "Forget it. This is not a
It's not
fight.
worth the
This is
effort,
not a fight I want to die. A hill I want to die on."
right?
So that's one of the benefits of making it a statewide standard. It takes that part of it away.
I know that this is kind of a just social media in general for teens is a pretty big discussion, right? It's a hot debate. And I'm sure you saw in Australia,
Yes.
they actually, eliminated social media for everyone under the age of 16. And that, I mean, we're seeing how that's doing. I think that it's having some form of positive impact, as far as we can see. I'm wondering, I know you're working on other bills
Mhm.
that would go to do something like that. Is that something that maybe an under 16 ban on social media for teens, would that be something that you would be interested in, or is it
Yeah.
something else?
Well, I have another bill pending, House Bill 4388. And what that would do is it would require age verification to open an account or keep an account open if you're a minor.
Okay.
If you go on to any of the social media sites, you want to open an account, you have to click that you agree to their terms of use agreement.
Of
Well, a
course.
terms of use agreement is a legally binding contract. Now, where else do we allow minors to consent to a contract?
I
Uh,
mean, the only thing I can think of is college, but I mean, if
well,
you're
even there,
17, but that at that point you probably need your parents.
absolutely, and that's the biggest part of the problem. And I always talk about the consolidation of accountability and responsibility. There are social pathologies, mental health pathologies associated with uh, social media exposure. The parents are going to be the ones financially, emotionally, psychologically responsible for picking up the pieces on the back end, but they don't have any authority on the front end. Well, when your responsibility exceeds your authority, that's a bad position to be in. We're going to hold you responsible, but we're not going to allow you any input in the outcome. So the bill recombines authority along with responsibility for the parents. It recognizes basic contract law that minors cannot consent to a legally binding contract. So the parental consent is required up front. The parents have access to all of the log information. They can go into the site anytime they want, uh, see the posts, see the contact list, see the instant messages, see the replies, just see what their kids are doing online. Um, Instagram has a program called Supervision, and but they give veto power to the minor. Both the parent and the minor have to agree. in order to turn this feature on. And all it does there is it allows the parents to come in and see the contact list.
Mm.
It's not necessarily the contact list that's the problem. It's what are you talking about with your contact list? And I use the analogy, go down to the city park, and we're going to take a large square foot area and put an 8-foot high opaque fence around it and only allow teens and tweens to enter. No adults. You let your kids go in there?
I
The answer is no.
Probably not. Yeah,
Probably
right,
not.
right.